All right, greetings everybody. Welcome to today's topic. What we're going to be talking about today is writing equations. We've been solving equations and we're going to keep on solving equations, but what we're going to do right now is we're going to focus on writing equations. Like, how do you take a real world situation and turn it into an equation? Well, here's an example. This guy, his name is Skippy. Skippy is an over-enthusiastic personal trainer. And as part of his over-enthusiastic personal training, he needs to buy some equipment. So, Skippy is buying two things. He's buying a weight bench, so he's also buying some weights. And what we can read here and what we can find out is that if you take the price of the weight bench plus the price of the weights, it adds up to $849.86. We know how the weight bench was $500, but we don't know how much he spent on weights or how many weights he bought. All we know is that each of them is $24.99. Now we can figure out how many weights he bought because we know the total amount of money that he spent. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this situation and turn it into an equation. In this case, your equation would look like this. It would be $500, which he spent on the weight bench, plus $24.99 for each of the weights that he bought. So we're going to take the number of weights and multiply it by $24.99 because it's $24.99 each. And if you add that all up, it should add up to a total of $849.86. Now that we have an equation, we can solve this equation for W to figure out how many weights he bought. What we just did is one of the stamps, and it's called modeling with mathematics. It's taking a real world scenario and turning it into a math model. In this case, the model is an equation. What I want you to do right now is I want you to pause this video and I want you to see if you can solve this equation for W. Figure out what W equals. All right. If you did it correctly, you should get 14. W equals 14. Now, we're not just going to stop right there because we need to go back to the question and realize that it's asking us how many weights were purchased. So we shouldn't just say 14 or even W equals 14. What should we do to answer this question? How many weights were purchased? We would say Skippy purchased 14 weights. Or we could say 14 weights were purchased. Make sure you write an intelligent sentence to answer this question. All right, so we took a situation and we wrote an equation and then we solved an equation. When we're talking about writing equations, what we're basically talking about is taking words and turning it into an equation. So how about this example? 15 equals 3 more than 6 times a number. So I'm just going to take each of these things and I'm going to take it piece by piece, and I'm going to say 15 equals 3 more. Okay, that means that there's something, and you're going to add 3 to it, right? Then 6 times a number. What number? We don't know. If we don't know that number, what should we use? We should use a variable, like x or n or something. So if it's 6 times that number, then I would put 6 times x or 6 times n. So I'm going to put 6n plus 3. So 15 equals 6 times a number plus 3, or 15 equals 3 more than 6 times a number, which is exactly what we started with. Now what we could do is we could figure out what that mystery number is. And how would we figure out what that mystery number is? We would go ahead and solve this equation. I won't make you solve it right now, but you can see that this would be a simple 2-step equation that we could solve. All right, so this is writing equations. We're translating words into math. All right, how about this one? 10 increased by the quotient of a number and 6 is 5. So 10 increased, that means you're adding something, by what? Increased by what? It's increased by the quotient. Remember, quotient means division. So it's going to be something divided by something. What's getting divided by what? It's the quotient of a number. That's a mystery. We don't know it, so I'm going to put an X there. Okay? And 6. So it's the quotient of a number and 6. So 10 increased by the quotient of a number and 6, okay, is, the is word always becomes an equal sign, 5. Okay? And now again, we have a simple two-step equation, which we could solve if we wanted to, and that would help us to find what this mystery number is. All right, this is good practice. Let's try one more. Let's try the difference between 12 and 2/3 of a number is 18.
Kyle Davenport, please come to the student office. Kyle Davenport.
All right, if your name is Kyle Davenport, you need to report right now to the student office, wherever you are watching this video. Please, Kyle Davenport, please.
Sam Anderson, please come to the student office.
Sam Anderson, please get to that student office right now. Whew, that wasn't interrupting or disturbing us at all. Okay, let's get back to business. The difference. The difference. What's a difference in math? That means subtraction, right? So, the difference. It's going to be something minus something. What minus what? Well, it's the difference between 12 and 2. Oh, wait, it's not just 2/3. It's 2/3 of a number. 2/3 of a number. How do we write 2/3 of a number? Well, of, I'm going to give you a little clue here. Of always means multiplication. So it's 2/3 of a number. What number? We don't know. It's a mystery. So back to this. The difference means subtraction, okay, between 12 and 2/3 of a number is always means equals 18. Okay, so now we have our equation. Our equation is 12 minus 2/3 n equals 18. And we successfully translated this into this. That's all we basically have to know today. So what I would like you to do right now is just try one of these problems on your own, and I want you to translate this into an equation. 8 less than 3 times a number is -23. Go ahead and pause the video, write that down, and translate it. And that's all. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for taking good notes. If you have any questions, let me know tomorrow. See ya.